Hello everybody, this is Ben from Affiliate to Wolf, and today I am doing my Yarny head shapes tutorial part 6. And this time today, we are working on this one. I know you guys have been excited about this because, like, who wouldn't be? It's got antlers and it's one of the most complex ones that I've made up to date. And I am gonna challenge you guys. Like, I'm gonna add a little bit of a twist to this one. I'm gonna show you guys how to give it a different, like a multi-color scheme. Like this little guy. This is a character based off of Hollow Knight. Like, he's a fan character I made. If you guys don't know about Hollow Knight, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out the trailer for the game. But ultimately, I'm gonna be making this guy with this guy's color scheme. I have a bunch of examples behind the camera here. I'll show you guys in a second. Like, let me just turn it around. These, ladies and gentlemen, are my Hollow Knight fan-made OC bugs. Hollow Knight's basically a game where you play as a small bug. He's way cooler than all these, I'll be honest with you. Like, these are just fan characters I made, but he's really cute in the game, and you get to play as him fighting all sorts of bugs. And I just made these bugs based off of his design, like his color scheme and all that. The white mask with the black body and the grayish cloaks. I'm gonna use a different material for the cloak on the one I'm making. Like, this is just felt on all these. I'm gonna use a different material. Hang on, I got it right here. I'm gonna use this because this is more versatile and elastic, and it'll fit on the body pretty good. But anyway, let's see what I can do to make this with their color scheme. So let's get started. Okay, so I drew out the template using the original. Looking pretty good. So I kind of already made the skeleton ahead of time because I feel like I was gonna be behind on time due to the long intro. So I'll try and pick things up, and I'll show you guys how to do this really quick. So what I did is I did the same ears as my regular Yarnies, only I made the ears longer, and I tied little pieces there to, I wound them on that end, then I bent it that way. It's pretty much like any other Yarny that I've made from Unravel 1, just with longer ears and those little antler parts there. It makes it look like a bit of a deer-like Yarny. So just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna flip that. And I had some on my screen, I had to get it off. So let's get started here. I'm gonna grab some white yarn, about as much as I think I'll need to make this head. So the thing with the Yarnies that I made based off of Hollow Knight, the video game, you have to start with white yarn to do the head. Like, I always start with the head in all my other videos, as you can always look back at my videos and see what part I start with. You could start with any part you want, but I find it easier to start with this. Hang on, there's a little bit of wire sticking out of there, poking my hand. There we go. Now I won't get poked anymore. I'm gonna lower that a little bit. There we go. Now that that's done, let's start winding this thing. So I start with one ear as always. Oops. I forgot to mention it kind of slides around because of the way I framed it. Like, I made the skeleton frame a little loose, so you gotta work with me on that one. Bend the end, maybe a little bit. Gotta make a sharp bend, so that way you get that desired point. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get enough of that point so that you can get the right shape you want. So let me see here, I'll do that. I'll start with this part in a little bit. I just want to get the rest done real quick. I think what I did with the yellow one with the antlers, I did this, like so it would stay still. I think that's what I need to do with this one. Just a little bit. Like do that a little bit. Oops. Okay, so I got that. Let me bend it this way outwards so I can wind around a bit easier. I'll use my pliers for these sharp turns. There we go. That looks great. I suppose you can, well, I don't know how to wind around the small part to make it not bend so much. Maybe I should have added something to make sure it didn't do that, but it's whatever. As long as, I doubt you'll be adjusting the antlers too much, so I think it's fine if it just swivels around like that. Just don't do it to a point where the yarn gets messed up, because like I might improve the method later, but for now let's just start with what we got. Now that I got that antler done, I'm gonna do the next one. Let me bend this back out like I did the other one. There we go. See how easy that is now? And after you got the other part of the antler out of the way. So we did that. I'm gonna bend it this way. Oh, hang on, I messed up. Some of it got unwound there. Okay, do that. There we go. Okay, that should be good there. Now, I'm gonna bend it that way again so I can get this bottom part. Now let's do this part. Sorry if I'm being quiet. I'm trying not to breathe into the microphone. There was a sigh there. Like, I didn't purposefully tongue twister. I didn't purposefully breathe into the microphone. I just had to sigh right there. Like, this is time consuming. Open that up like that. So, I got the antlers done. Well, hang on, I need to add some more to the other one. One of those antlers is too thick. I gotta even it out a little bit. Let me point that up, make it easier. There we go. Now that we got the antlers done, let's wind around the head a bunch to give it its shape and consistency. Wind around there. what I'm doing is basically winding between the legs and the body part. And just making the head just a bit bigger in that area. Now I'm winding around the ears again. This is going to take a bit of winding around the head, like a lot of it, because I didn't exactly make the skull, like the part where the two ears connect, big enough. Like the space in between that was a little small, so kind of have to improvise with this. That works. Now, let me see here. Oh wait, I remember now. The antlers go like that. I realized I was doing the antlers wrong. Like they're supposed to be like that. I don't know how I got that wrong. Maybe it's because well, I don't know. Anyway, that's a pretty good head shape. The antlers are a little small compared to the yellow one, but that's okay. We can work with that. Now let me see. I'll tighten that. I'll wrap a little bit more around the head. Okay, so here's what I do next. Now that I got the head done, I'll snip that, put that away, and all we have to work with now is the black yarn. Now I'll do the arms. I might skip this part. Like, you guys know the drill on the body. You just wind around the arms, and after collecting a bit around where the hand goes, you just bend it, then wrap around the bend. It's a lot like the ears. You guys know the drill, so I'm gonna skip this part. I just realized as I was doing the legs, people on Hollow Knight don't exactly have feet. So what you gotta do is, you just gotta straighten out the feet. I apologize for those of you who are confused. Just go with me here. You just wanna have it like that. They don't have feet, so just make it like a little, hang on. Just have it like a little line. That's basically all they have for limbs in the game, besides praying mantis. They have pinchers, but these guys, they just have lines. So just go with that as you're doing this. And as you know, this is not completely based off of Unravel, so it's not exactly gonna be like, the body isn't gonna be exactly like in the Unravel game where you can unravel it and all that. It's just gonna be a solid piece. So do the trick that I showed you to solidify the body and make sure that it can't unravel. Like when you finish raveling the body, just use your needle to stitch it throughout the body and keep it. Alright, so I finished the body and I did the eyes off camera because I'm running out of time right now for the video. YouTube only allows 15-minute long videos on my channel, which is kind of dumb, I know. So I got that done and I cut out a shape here, kind of like a half a hexagon for the cloak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these two ends and sew that together. And there you go, everybody, he's all done. Gave him his little head with antlers. Let me curve those like on the original. Like how I'm facing this way a little bit. There we go. And I got his cloak on, which is pretty nice. In the game, the cloak is supposed to be sagging below your arms unless you raise your arms to swing your sword, which is pretty much what this is doing, so I like it. When you raise his arms, his cloak goes up higher, like in the game, so I like it. I think this is a good look. That was my tutorial for Yarny Head Shapes Part 6. I thank you all for watching this, and if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.